Hello there, Mikhail speaking, and welcome to my new video. First, we will talk about Bakhmut and its southern part. As you can see, recently Russians were pushed out of this sector and the fighting continues along the Korsunskova street as Russians are attempting to reach street Tchaikovskого right here. It would seem that the capture of this sector was a wake-up call for the Ukrainians, and they had quickly reinforced their entire army group here, and again were able to counterattack the Russians. Russians still have a foothold in these buildings, and this can give them possibilities to attack further towards the school and other buildings right here. They're also attacking here from the street Korsunskova in the direction of this school, and again trying to reach Tchaikovskого Street, but from the other sector. Fighting continues near Stadium Avangard, as Russian forces are going along the rail line towards this bridge, and they are also advancing along the Kovalska Street, fighting in this store area. As you can see, a small poach had developed here, which Ukrainians are defending as of right now, but fierce Russian attacks will soon force them to retreat, especially that the Russians are attacking from this side, and soon Ukrainian will be forced to go through a bottleneck. Then we have Russians attacking towards the Vokzalnaya Street in the direction of the hotel here, as well as through the Verkhny Park towards Auto Station, and along Gorbatova Street towards the train station here. It has been reported that the heaviest battles are actually happening in this sector here, and there is a lot of back and forth, so it's hard to say who is in control of the train station as of right now. Russians continue to hold this stretch of rail lines, despite the fact that Ukrainian forces are launching counterattacks one by one. Then we go to the north, where Russians are attacking near Rose Alley towards this park and the youth center, as well as in the direction of this school right here. Before we leave Bakhmut, I want to show you a video of said Bakhmut and its destruction. Again, I cannot show with the sound as they for some reason put copyrighted music, but I will put some not copyrighted music in the background. Maybe something emotional or calming. So, this was Bakhmut. Now to the north of it. Ukrainians and Russian sources are reporting the attacks towards Khromove and in the general direction of this road right here. Russians are getting closer and closer in order to cut it off and take control of it. Now, if we zoom out, we can see that this road leads to the Chasiv Yar. So again, very important for possible Russian attacks along the road. Russians are heavily bombarding Chasiv Yar itself, destroying Ukrainian reinforcements and supplies. Russians are also attacking towards Ivanivsky in this hills area towards this road right here, and also in this area spreading their zone of control with some limited attacks towards Stupachki and Pritechne. Then we go to the Bogdanivka and Grigorivka. Russians are carefully attacking in this area, however, at this point they are mostly using artillery to smoke Ukrainian troops out of those settlements. Fighting also continues in Orekhovo-Vasilivka. It is close quarter style fighting, with no one coming on top as of right now. And also Russians are attacking along the E40 highway in the attempt to establish control over the forest lines and start to attack towards the Minikivka, Golubivka and Privila. Russians are spreading their zone of control around Zalishniansk. Then we go to the Seversk front. Here Russians are conducting limited military operations towards Spirne, Verkhokamyansk, and are tangled in defensive style warfare in Bilogorivka. Russians are also fighting in the Serebryansky forest and around Dibrova. Now, again, reports are coming in that Russians are storming Ukrainian positions and trenches here near this intersection. But mostly they are bombarding Torske, Yampolivka, Terny, Novosadova, Novolubivka, Nevsky, and Makiivka. Here in Makiivka, they are attempting to storm the city, but once again, extremely carefully, as Ukrainians have capabilities to destroy Russian columns that are advancing along the roads. Then we go to the Avdiivka front. Here, situation is as follows. Russians continue to control this strip of the rail line, with occasional careful attacks towards Novobakhmutivka and Avdiivsky coke plant. They are also expanding their zone of control around Krasnogorivka. Now, the situation here is such, there are a lot of action happening in between Novobakhmutivka, Novokalinovo, and Krasnogorivka. Previously, Russians had captured this strip of fields from the Ukrainian forces, so it's safe to say that this entire sector is a very, very hot zone, with Russians occasionally trying to attack in the direction of Novokalinovo. Kamyanka still stands. Russians are continuously attacking from Apitne towards the 9th quartile. Now, the fighting is happening here between the Russian positions and the Avdiivka city, where the last remaining Ukrainian trenches are located. Russians are also attacking from Vadane and had actually captured portions of this field and came extremely close to the Severne. Then we go to the Pervomaisky, where Russians are attacking from Vadane in the direction of Pervomaisky, as well as from Pisky along the E50 highway towards its center. They're also fighting in the open fields here and towards Nevelsky. Then we go to the Marinka front. Yesterday, Russians had captured this entire sector. This is the industrial sector. So as you can see, they may now launch pincer maneuver attack and break the stalemate in the center of Marinka. There is some fighting reported in Novomikhailivka. However, it is of positional manner, and Russians are not really trying to take the settlement as of right now. Then we go to the Vuglidar. Here, Russians are continuously fighting in the Dacha area, as well as attacking towards mine, and once again, shelling Vuglidar itself very, very heavily. So, this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you do, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting, as it would help this video to be shown to more and more people. And also, please consider supporting me financially. Every cent, every dollar you would give me will help me put food on my table and pay for rent and bills. Again, I wish to make YouTube my full-time job. It's not possible as of right now because YouTube doesn't really pay me good money, obviously because of the content I make. So if you want to support me and help me reach my goals, please consider supporting me here. Thank you in advance. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a great day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.